You have any plans for Weekend Liberty, Jack?
My sisters have been working in Los Angeles in a bomber factory. They're coming down to visit. I'm meeting them at the station at 6.
Good for you, Jack. Are they cute?
They're my sisters, Hank.
Attention! Final inspection before Liberty.
Good job, Kelso.
Are we going somewhere, gentlemen? Full inspection. It had better be exceptional if any of you want liberty this weekend. Kelso, this carbine. The bore is dirty.
No, it isn't.
Are you arguing with me, Kelso?
Do what you need to do, Sergeant. You know the bore is immaculate.
Weekend liberty canceled. 2-day field drill. Clean this rifle.
No.
Do you know the penalty for insubordination, Kelso?
Jack, don't do it.
Forget him, Hank. He doesn't have what it takes.
Are you two finished? Are you going to clean this rifle?
No, Sergeant. Cole is right. I'm going to stop playing games and join a rifle company and fight the real enemy.
Ooh.
Marriage made in heaven. It's, I don't know, did you get to see his private life? I don't know.
All right, gentlemen, I just got this handed to me. A hit-and-run felony at Ray's Cafe, 208 North Los Angeles. Got a patrolman on site. The coroner's on his way. Get down there, see if you can find any witnesses who can put a make on the car.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head. I'm thinking of moving up to a 45.
Someone ought to take him home. He's loaded.
And it wasn't me who did the hit and run.
Looks like the DA is going to press charges. Anna Rodriguez might do time.
I'll speak to the DA. She suffered enough.
I don't know, Cole. She's an easy make, and the DA likes convictions.
I'll convince him to let it go.
How you do that?
I'll give him something better.
All units are frequency 2 standby.
Detectives,
Jeez,
over here.
Cole Phelps, traffic. What have we got?
Thick as a white male named Lester Patterson walked out of the bar and into the street. Car hit over there, and he ended up here. Dead on impact by the look of it.
Have you canvassed the area?
The only one with anything useful to contribute is the young lady over there. She lives above the bar, named Shannon Perry. No, it's not a stage name. 24 years old, she left Kansas to follow the yellow brick road.
Is that so?
We'll take a formal statement later. Right now, we're going to take a look around. Phelps. I landed on his face and ended up here. The car must have struck him from behind. We can notify next of kin.
Can you keep wibbling his face around? I'd do that for hours. $2. California Fire and Life. It is with great pleasure that we acknowledge the receipt of your application 14F, and pre-approval has been granted to raise the weekly premium on your life insurance policy from $3.70 per week to $5 per week. This raise became effective on January 1st, 1947, and this is January 5th. Where our standard veteran care policy entitled you to a lump sum payout of $10,000 in the event of your untimely death or premium incapacitation. This new plan secures your beneficiaries a sum of $16,000. What the fuck? We at California Fire Life thank you for wish you good health and yours sincerely, Curtis Benson.
Patterson has life insurance.
That he carries in his pocket.
What have you got on the victim?
From all reports, he was intoxicated at the time of the accident. I'll know how intoxicated once I've done the autopsy. Looking him over now, I'd say he died on impact.
What about the chest wound? Isn't that inconsistent?
Very common in auto injuries. Look for a car with a prominent hood ornament. Those things are killers.
Okay, so we know it's a red car. I got a rough idea of the...
Body traveled a good 20 feet. This blood is a long way from the body. The car must have been going like a bat out of hell. So the driver managed to brake before the impact.
If it was a murder, would somebody slow down first? Detective Phelps, you're just putting my bare fingerprints all over the grave. He's been doing that all day. Every single thing. He's picked up guns.
She's all yours, Detective.
Miss Perry?
Yes?
I'm Detective Phelps. This is my partner, Detective Bukowski. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, I came to the window because I heard people arguing downstairs.
Then what happened?
I saw a car hit that poor man and knock him down the street.
What kind of car was it?
A dark red Lincoln Continental.
I have no idea if that's a good thing or not. Guilty.
Did you see the license plate?
Only the first 3 letters, I'm afraid. 3C8.
Tell me more about the argument you heard.
Well, there were 2 voices. A man and a woman, that's all.
She lying? She's sort of looking down and squinting and she's smiling a wee bit. Force choker. Force lightning.
Aren't you at least gonna try to catch the man that did this?
Oh, I've been snarky.
That's a nice story, Miss Perry, but it's not what really happened.
You think I'm making this up?
Balls.
I'm not a silly little kid. I don't tell tales just to get attention.
Thank you, Miss Perry. Your information has been very helpful. You can go now.
You really think so? I hope you find that driver and put him away.
You certainly
So
got
she
away
wasn't
with the
shifty
dams,
after all.
Phelps.
Give it a rest, Bukowski.
Let's see what the patrons have to say.
I'll take the bartender. You work the rest of the room.
Wrinkled was not one of the things I wanted to be when I grew up.
Real happiness is when you marry a girl for love and you find out later she's got money.
I'm Detective Phelps of the LAPD.
How can I help, Detective?
Your name would be a good start.
Dudley Lynch. Hired help. I run the place when the owner ain't around.
Where is the owner?
He stepped out. Somebody had to take Lorna, Mrs. Patterson, home.
What can you tell me about the accident?
Not a lot. It was busy in here, and all I heard was the impact.
So you didn't see what happened?
By the time I got out there, it was all over.
Balls.
Do you know the victim?
Yeah. Lester Patterson. He's a regular here, or he was.
So he's been shifty on Mrs. Patterson.
Why do I get the feeling you're holding out on me?
I'm not trying to hide anything. Just if it's all the same to you, I'd rather not speak ill of the dead.
Got that wrong and all.
A witness overheard an argument.
Lester and Lorna. There's nothing like airing your dirty laundry in public, is there?
What was it about?
Who knows? The slightest thing could set those two off.
Stalling just makes us more inquisitive, Lynch. We'll get to the bottom of this, with or without you. That guy has a serious attitude problem. You get anything out of the regulars?
They weren't giving too much away. They liked watching Lester and Lorna go a few rounds every other day. And Lester was a fan of the love tap.
That's the B-52 song, isn't it? Love tap.
Courtney, come in. Have a seat.
Thanks, Doctor.
How are you finding working at the clinic?
It's, fine.
Are you sure?
Can I be honest with you, Doctor?
I would hope so, Courtney.
I was hoping that the therapy would be more beneficial.
Treatment can, unfortunately, be very long-term.
So many of the patients here are addicts, Doctor.
Many of them have been for years, Courtney. In the past, these people were condemned to sanatoriums. If we can reveal the root of the problem, then we have a chance to help them.
And until then, they stay sedated?
Do I detect a hint of reproach, Courtney?
I was expecting more, Doctor. I'm sorry. I don't mean to criticize.
Part of being a physician, Courtney, is learning to be patient.
How is it possible to keep so many of them on their medications, Doctor? Many of their addictions are illegal.
Oh, many things in life are gray, Courtney. What may on the surface appear to be illegal is actually of benefit to society at large.
Hollywood elite taken with unconventional therapies. There's the wee phone box.
Careful where you're stepping, Phelps. I don't come down to the station house and tap dance on your desk.
Sorry.
Tell me what's going on.
The early bird gets the worm. The second mouse gets the cheese.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need to run a partial license plate, 3 Charles 8. Cross-check possible Lincoln owners. Suspect vehicle is a red Lincoln Continental.
Just a moment, Detective. Only one possible make on that license. Registered to a William Shelton, 738 West Temple Street.
Thanks, ma'am.
Great, it's
Looks like
one
we got a
address.
break on this one.
All the way from Indianapolis, let's hear a song from the Ink Spots.
What do you reckon? The wife's got something to do with it?
It's a lucky break getting a partial ID. These cases are usually dead in the water after 24 hours if no one comes forward.
Why don't they just stop?
You heard about fight or flight during the war?
Sure. Never back your enemy into a corner. That kind of stuff.
Right. Well, in a hit and run, the perp is already in flight. It's easier to keep going. It takes a degree of moral courage to stop and accept responsibility.
Not as dumb as you make yourself out to be, are you, Stefan?
I didn't know I was making myself out to be dumb.
All units, officer detail, Major 415, 1624 West 3rd Street, 1624 West 3rd Street. Any unit to handle code 3, identify.
Oh, I knew I should have driven.
still going to leave it sitting out the front door, are they? Really? I need one of those wireless wives. I need a wireless wife. Fender bender, covered in blood.
That's the son of a bitch right there. William Shelton?
Yes?
It doesn't look good, Shelton. You packing your bags and making a run for it? You know why we're here.
Yes. The accident.
We've got witnesses who can put this car at the scene, not to mention the physical damage. This is open and shut, Shelton.
That coward thinks he can run from everything.
Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out.
Sorry! I've just done a hit and run.
No wonder he killed someone driving like this.
Lay into his wheel arches. Come on.
Don't let that asshole get away.
Holy shit, oh.
He's heading into the station. Go on, get after him.
Hold it right there, Shelton! How does a vehicular manslaughter rap sound, Shelton?
I hit him. I admit it. I just panicked, but it wasn't my fault.
What do you mean?
The guy jumped right out in front of me. He came out of nowhere. There's nothing I could do about it.
Why didn't you stop?
I've had accidents before.
That's it. We're done here. The DA is gonna love you.
They weren't all my fault. I'm a surveyor. I need my license for my job. There were people around. A woman and a man were standing right next to him. I thought they could get him to a hospital. I'm telling you, it's not my fault.
The guy is dead, Shelton.
You can't be serious.
William Shelton, you're coming downtown. We need to talk about a manslaughter charge.
Leave the coroner and the paperwork. Procedure can wait. We should probably go speak to the wife and let her know what's happening.
Okay. You become all heart at the prospect of paperwork, don't you?
Officer needs help. Advises parents to send their children
But
to
we've
Sunday
caught the
school
killer.
and take them to church. America is the lucky country, and California is one of the finest jewels in America's crown. A land warmed by the sun and cooled by the freshest ocean breezes.
Unless she's had something to do with it.
Potential and prosperity. I'm Leyland Monroe, folks, and today my company, Elysian Fields Developments, is offering you a chance to own a small piece of this.
How much
great
would,
land
was
for
it
yourself.
$16,000? How
We're
much would
building
that be
sturdy,
today's money?
spacious houses, 800 square foot palaces on full half-acre blocks. Perfect for families looking to make a new life in a burgeoning city. Plus, I guarantee that our prices will put a smile on your face. So call us now. Bradshaw 2215. Elysian Fields, a quarter-acre slice of victory.
Oh, is that's John Noble.
Feels like old times, having you to talk with.
And it's still a thrill just to have my arms around you.
Sorry.
Yes? Hello?
Mrs. Patterson.
Is this about my husband?
We're investigating the incident, ma'am.
I see. Come in, won't you?
We wanted to give you the facts about the accident, ma'am.
I appreciate that, but I think I know most of them already, Detective. He was hit by a car, now he's dead. What more is there to tell?
Pardon me, but you don't appear to be too upset about it.
Lester and I met on a furlough in '44. We got married that weekend. People don't understand it now, but that happened a lot back then.
I see. So you probably did well to stick together this long.
What's that supposed to mean, mister? I think it's about time you left. I have someone here, and
Beg your pardon? You're gonna have to run that one by us again, sister.
It's okay, Lorna. I'm Leroy Sabo.
Well, well. Nice to see you're comforting the grieving widow, Mr. Sabo.
All right, wise guy. Do you have any intelligent questions you would like me to answer?
You can confirm Mrs. Patterson's story.
Lester lost at cards. He was kind of hard to control when he lost his temper. He turned without looking and walked right out in front of the car. It wasn't good.
What's your relationship with Mrs. Patterson, Mr. Sabo?
We're friends. Good friends.
You expect me to believe that?
Friends with benefits?
Look, I was filing for divorce. Mental cruelty. Lester could be a mean son of a bitch.
And Lester knew about that?
No, I hadn't told him.
Well, hasn't this worked out well for the two of you? I feel almost bad for busting in on this little rendezvous.
You were arguing in the bar and on the sidewalk?
We were always arguing. So what?
Bad cop, good cop. Good bad cop.
Admit it, you were baiting him, pushing his buttons. We can easily get the full story from the regulars in the bar.
All right. Lester was playing cards out back. He lost, of course, and wanted back in. He suggested I earn the money on my back to get a mistake. That was the proposition he was putting to his so-called buddies. So maybe I was a little angrier than usual. Let's just say I took exception to his idea.
How did the car come to hit Lester?
He walked straight into the path of an oncoming car.
That's the smug face, isn't it? Bad cop.
You expect me to believe that, Lorna? It's all very convenient.
Gambling for Lester was like the needle for a hophead. He was yelling at me. He was yelling at the whole world. I kind of felt sorry for the driver. Poor guy had no chance.
You and Mr. Sabo have an interesting day.
I'm sure we will, officer. Now, if you could both just leave.
We're leaving, ma'am. Sorry for your loss. I can see what a tough time you're having with all this.
I take it I was supposed to come here first.
Come on, Phelps. Let's make ourselves scarce.
Because...
I'm out of here, Lorna. I got a
catch
business
the
to
guy.
run.
If
think
we
Mal
can't
is done
caught
with
the
the
guy and we
autopsy?
didn't come and speak
Better
to
call
her.
it in and check, Phelps. Between the
all we
driver
could
and
say
the
was
widow, I say we start dealing with the facts.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Just one, Detective, from the coroner. Message reads, Phelps, see me at Central Morgue immediately. Results of the Patterson autopsy.
Thanks.
Because I kind of did this backwards. Well, we caught the boy. So it could have been just an open and shut case if we just went and said, okay, we got the guy. I really want to watch LA Confidential. Don't know why, I just do.
Take it easy, Phelps. I'd rather get there in one piece.
Do you, how many stories there are? Cases?
Survived the war. We can put the driver in front of a judge in less than a week.
You'd be making a big mistake.
Run that by me again?
The victim was dead before the car hit him. 2 puncture wounds to the right side of the thorax. Second puncture reached his heart.
You're kidding me.
Been doing this job 23 years, son. No one's ever laughed at one of my jokes.
He was stabbed to death?
Long, sharp knife. Length of a bayonet.
So the hit and run was a cover-up?
I'd say he was stabbed twice at very close quarters. Both wounds thrusting upwards and then pushed in front of the car.
Easy, Tiger.
Clever, really. I almost missed it. The trajectory of the wounds was all wrong if he was impaled by the hood ornament. Find the knife, detectives.
Yes, sir.
It all comes back to the crime scene. We need to hit Ray's one more time and trawl for evidence.
Twisty-turny.
Hey, what are you doing? There was some truth to Sheldon's cock and bull story after all.
He didn't stop, but he didn't kill Patterson either.
I'm no betting man, but I know where I'd put all my chips.
The grieving widow and her shoulder to cry on.
Now all we need is a murder weapon.
Sorry.
Watch what you're doing!
You okay, man? Yeah, it's just a little bit of ash. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
All units, so 459 just occurred in 6th and Saris. Any unit to handle, code 2, identify.
Slight dent in the car there. Okay.
I'm sure Carruthers will confirm this as the murder weapon. Let's talk to Leroy. See him explain his way out of this.
Leroy Sabo, you're under arrest for the murder of Lester Patterson.
Not gonna happen, fellas.
Shit.
Go! I'll bring the car around and head him off.
It's too late, Sabo.
Lester could be a heel, but that's a lousy refrain.
He's making for the roof, Cole. The fire escape, quick!
Oh, got my hat.
Reinforcements.
Go.
Leroy Sabo,
Shoot him in the leg.
you're under arrest for the murder of Lester Patterson.
Not gonna happen, fellas.
Go! I'll bring the car around and head him off.
It's too late, Sabo.
He's making for the roof, Cole. The fire escape, quick!
You look spooked, Phelps. I thought you'd been under fire before.
never gets any easier, Bukowski. Have patrol pick up Mrs. Patterson.
I got my hat taken out as well. I did try and shoot him in the legs.
So, I give you a hit and run. You bring me back fraud, conspiracy, and first-degree murder. This is how a good detective operates, Phelps. You take nothing at face value. You keep digging and asking questions until you get to the truth. You got some sharp elbows on you, detective. I like that. Keep up the good work.
Bye-bye, Mr. Hat. Slip of the tongue. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm knackered. Thank you very much, guys, for helping me with this game. I'm actually quite enjoying it. I don't know how many more stories we've got to go, but I think I definitely will complete it anyway. Oh no, I did one more, and this one was the one more. Thanks, Mark, Molo, John, Ole, 86, Brendan, and West was in earlier, and who was in earlier, and so was Bill. Oh, Bill, hi and bye, and final salute. Welcome back, final. Yeah, it was mainly you guys. Thanks very much, and will we see tomorrow? I might do some in the morning. If you're up for kicking about in the morning, I might do some in the morning once I've done the shopping. Karen's working, so I think it should probably be back about lunchtime. So I might get a sneaky stream in tomorrow. So thanks very much, and good blah.